To another video, the Husker Breakdown. So today, I'm going to be giving you my reaction to the Final Four NCAA games that were played this last week. Um, these games, sorry they're a little late, but these games are a shocker to me in some ways. I did not expect Michigan to just rout Arizona like that. I did not expect Illinois to lose to UConn. But nonetheless, I'm glad at least a Big Ten team made it to the national championship. So, also the latter half of my video will be kind of just reacting to Iowa's transfer portal class in 2026. So, without any further ado, let's get straight to it. So, as we all know, Illinois ended their season with a 9-point loss to UConn. Now, UConn's a very good team. They went out shooting hot, and they never looked back. I don't think Illinois led for 8% of the time, despite being a 2-point favorite. UConn did not want to lose, and henceforth, here we are. UConn, they shot, just looking at the stats here, they shot 36% from the three. They hit 12 of them. Illinois only hit 6. They shot 35% from the field overall. Illinois 34, so pretty similar there, but they only shot 23% from the three. That's not very good. 88% on free throws, 78% on free throws. That is a decent difference. UConn was out-rebounded by Illinois, but you know Illinois does have the Ivisic brothers. Both of those guys are pretty long and gangly. And then, yeah, percent led, 88% belonging to UConn, and that 14 deficit is the largest lead. 14 points is the largest lead for UConn. So, yeah, Illinois is kind of a blowout through and through almost. I mean, they had more turnovers, except in rebounds. But yeah, it was kind of not like a blowout, but it was definitely a decent defeat for the Fighting Illini. So, yeah, Illinois, I mean, I wanted them to win because, you know, they beat Iowa, and Iowa beat Nebraska miraculously, but happens. So, anyway, yeah, here we are, like, UConn is on to the national championship. In my bracket, I actually had Michigan and UConn playing for the national championship, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, then moving on to Michigan. So Michigan handled Arizona very well, put it that way. Arizona, I mean, they just couldn't do it today. And you look at it, I mean, Ade Mara led them for 26 points, and he led them rebounds. Elliot Cadeau led them for 10 assists. Pete led them for 16 points and 11 rebounds, and then Burries led them for 1 assist. So it looks like they must not have passed the ball too much if that's what happens. But, yeah, I mean, you look at this, I mean, they shot 48% from the field, 44% from the three, 81% from the free throw. They did have pretty equal in the turnovers. They had less rebounds, surprisingly. And then, yeah, they led the whole time. And they had a 30-point lead at one point. I mean, look at that. At the end of the half, Michigan was up 48-32, and then they outscored Arizona by 2 at the end of that second half. So, anyway, I mean, moving on. So, yeah, Michigan, I want them to win because I want Big Ten to win. They got themselves to the 36th win. That's all there is to say. And yeah, so that's kind of my reaction. I'm impressed. I mean, apparently Michigan set some like record for like most 90-point games in the NCAA tournament. That's to me impressive. But anyway, moving on, let's go to the transfer portal class. I'm not sure why that says Nebraska when it's supposed to be Iowa, but it is Iowa, I promise you. So, moving on, you have you have Cody Haddad. He's this first guy right here. He's a safety. I think going to be a sophomore. So one thing that Iowa did, I was just looking at their transfers and just seeing if they have any big names. They don't have a single big name that are incoming transfers. And they only got 15 guys through the portal. Which means, I mean, Ferentz is most likely going to want to, you know, develop his players. But yeah, Haddad here, I mean, safety from Ohio State. He's just, I mean, he's a guy, like a third string, fourth string guy at Ohio State that wanted to get more playing time, so he went to Iowa. And, yeah, he's young. Let's put it that way. I mean, he's a 3-star recruit out of high school. He's a young guy. I think, is going to be a player that is a bit of an unknown until the season starts. But Iowa always does improve as the season progresses. So, number 2, Lance Beakley. He's a wide receiver from SMU. And, yeah, he also, once again, he's another young guy. He's another just young wide receiver, I think, that's hoping to be developed by Iowa. But Iowa doesn't ever have a good offense, okay? They're the sort of offense that, they have a good running back, they have a good O-line, and that's it. They don't have a good quarterback usually, at least that can throw it. They don't have a good wide receivers usually. They might sometimes, occasionally, they usually don't. So, yeah, Iowa, I mean, he might be all right, but I don't expect too much from him. And then, okay, this guy right here, Emmanuel Olagbaju, I think is how you say his name. He's a transfer from North Dakota. He is actually a solid transfer. I mean, he's 6'3", 295 pounds, and he's going to be a senior he's going to go into his senior year, so his last year of eligibility. He's going to be pretty good, I think, for Iowa. He should be a nice, defensive lineman. I mean, that's a big guy. They get the good right coaching on him. He'll be a pretty good asset for them. That is one player that actually, to me, is going to be pretty darn good for them. Then you got Evan James, and yeah, he came from, I can't remember what that one was. He came from, Furman. He's a wide receiver. He's 5'11", 170, so he's a little shorter for a wide receiver, it seems like. But, Evan James, he's a young guy also. A lot of these guys you're going to notice are just young guys. He's no exception. He's going to be a guy that they probably want to develop. And the same thing's going to be for Tanner Philpott. Actually, no, excuse me, not Tanner Philpott. He's a punter. He's from, where is he from? Simpson College. And he's a punter. And one thing I'll say about these FCS schools, they usually do have good punters, kickers, and long snappers. Because usually those, well, not usually, but they often do. And yeah, Tanner Philpott, he's going to be a good punter in my mind for Iowa. Because they want to have good special teams. And that's something Kirk Ferentz loves. And then, Eli Ozick, he's a kicker. And he's from North Dakota State. And yeah, he will also be their new kicker because I think Drew Stevens did graduate. I mean, they did lose a lot of players. They had quite a few seniors. Lance Ingold is an edge rusher from NIU. Yeah, he's a decently big guy, 6'5", 258 pounds. He will be an impact for them. I think they're going to want to develop him and make him good. I think he will be good. And then Xavier Stiles, yeah, he's a safety, 190 pounds, 6'2", from, I'll read what that says, Robert Morris. And another young guy. And Trent Wilson, he's an inner line, exact same thing. He's from James Madison. And then Tyler Brown, another safety here, also from James Madison. Once again, Trent Wilson and Tyler Brown, both same case, younger guys that just are going to be developed. Then you got Anthony Hawkins, he's from Villanova. He's a safety. I think, he's going to be someone that's going to be also helpful, a pretty good impact player for the Hawkeyes, not Huskers, excuse me. Then you got Lendon Phillips Jr. He's from, I believe, South Dakota. He's actually a little short. He's a little shorter running back. He's 5'9", 225 pounds. But you know how Iowa is. They do have a good running back coach. And that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to be a problem for any players. Any team in the 2026 season. Because they often do have a pretty good running backs. They often have pretty good running backs, yeah. And then Tony Diaz, he's from Texas Rio Grande Valley. Okay, so that's pretty much a no name. He's a wide receiver, a little shorter of a wide receiver, a little lighter of a wide receiver. So he's kind of he's not going to be used. They're just getting him because they need a wide receiver most likely. And then Bryce Stevenson, defensive lineman. Okay, so he's also solid, pretty well built, 295 pounds, 6'1", and he is from Holy Cross. Yeah, so him and Emmanuel Olagbaju, however you say his name, two pretty good D linemen. They do like to have good trenches. That's one thing about Iowa. And then last but not least, Kamari Brown, an edge rusher, 220 pounds, 6'2". He's a little lighter. He's from Elon. So he's also another younger guy. So Iowa, they do recruit a lot of younger guys. They're going to develop them, but they do get a couple good defensive lineman players because they lost Max Llewellyn. They lost J.D. Higgins of old. They've lost, on the running back side, they lost well, the guy down here, Jazuin Patterson. They lost LaShawn Williams. They've lost Caleb Johnson. They've lost a lot of good players for Iowa. They lost their own kicker, Drew Stevens. And then on their outgoing transfers, they have 8 of them. They have C.J. Bell Jr., and yeah, he's a cornerback. Cohen Intriger, he's a safety. Kale Kolarek, another safety. So they did lose a couple defensive players. This guy's going to Louisville, so I think these two guys, C.J. Bell Jr., were actually 2 solid defensive players, so that's going to be a loss for them. Gale Kolarek, I mean, he's going to South Dakota. He might be okay, but he looks like he didn't see the field a whole lot. Jazuin Patterson, he went to Michigan State. That's a loss for them, like I just said. Michigan State is going to benefit greatly from him. Then Brian Allen Jr., he's going to Vanderbilt, it looks like. And yeah, Vanderbilt, they're going to definitely take advantage of that. Edge rusher, Rise Dakin, is going to Michigan State, a punter. So they lose a punter. No wonder why they're getting a punter through the portal. That's not good because that's kind of NIL revenue you don't want to spend. You want to use it on other good transfers, but that's just how it works sometimes. And T.J. Washington Jr., he is going to New Mexico State. And yeah, he's a running back that probably just didn't see the field a whole lot. I don't remember him playing against the Huskers. And they lost Jackson Stratton. You remember him? He's the catalyst for our loss against Iowa 2 years ago, when we were up 10-0 going into the third quarter. And he doesn't know where he's going, so it's crystal ball still. But yeah, he is transferring from Iowa. I don't remember him playing at all. But that's just how it goes. But I'm just trying to remember. Let's just go back to last year real quick, guys. Bear with me real quick, because the quarterback they had last year. The quarterback they had last year, what was his name again? I forget his name. I'm just going to pull it up real quick. Just Mark Gronowski. That was it. Mark Gronowski, he was a big reason. I mean, he improved a lot and was very good for the Iowa Hawkeyes. By the end of it, he didn't start off good, but by the end of the season, I mean, look what he did to Nebraska. Look what they did to Vanderbilt. They ended up being 9-4, and obviously their defense is to thank, but still, I mean, they had some very good plays against not just Nebraska, but against Vanderbilt. They were good, and ultimately that's why they finished. I mean, they were better than they were last year, because last year they were 8-5. This year they were 9-4. Or 2 years ago they were 8-5. Last year they were 9-4. This year we'll see. So you're looking at this. Okay, so just kind of sum up my video here. So if you look at this, Iowa, we know what their strategy is. They have a good defense, good special teams, nothing great about their offense, and that's fine. They're not very fun to watch offensively. However, this is Kirk Ferentz's blueprint. He gets like young guys, 3-star recruits, whatever, young guys from usually smaller schools, so they're cheaper with NIL, and he develops them. He has good coaching. He has good coaching. He has good coaches, and it's just a very good coaching staff. So that's just how Kirk Ferentz operates. Now, if Nebraska can hopefully replicate that especially with our defensive line, because that's gonna be very bad if like good changes don't happen soon, because Iowa manhandled us in the last matchup. Because I mean, our offensive line was useless, but our defensive line was what really was bad that game. I mean, putting up 16 points against Iowa, that's the most Matt Rule's done in his tenure at Nebraska. But giving up 40 points to Iowa? Like, come on, bro. Iowa's offense is awful. Sorry, they are bad. Mark Gronowski should not have been running for what he did. He should not have thrown for what he did. That game was just bad. Our trenches were manhandled, and that's what Iowa disclosed. I mean, you had to have good trenches to win the Big Ten, and Iowa proved that. They had that in Minnesota. They both disclosed that information. So, anyway, guys, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, do you think Iowa's going to be a better team this year or worse than last year? We'll see. You know what I'm hoping for as a Husker fan. We hope they're worse. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. And until next time, see you later.